Hello, powerful one. Welcome to this edition of Inner Growth with Osezuah Elimihe. Okay, let's talk about village people. Has the thoughts of village people influenced any of your decisions? I mean, any of your life's decisions. There are people who are scared of going to the villages because of village people. Some are living a life in which they understate their achievements because they are scared that if village people get to know that they are making progress, they may be done for. First of all, what are these village people? Who are they? They are humans like you and me. But the thing is, we have given them so much powers that they have begun to influence the flow of our energies. And where do these energies flow to? These energies that are ours are flowing against our own directions. In other words, our energies are being employed against us because of what? Our belief that there are certain people somewhere out there who are capable of harming us. Now, am I trying to say that village people do not exist? Of course they do. Now, for those of you who don't understand what I mean by village people, I'm talking about people who have certain powers of influencing human experiences of life. Some years back, I would have been angry at these village people, and I would have been scared also like anybody else. But I am not, because I know who they are. You know, now, the sad thing is that we do not understand three key facts about the human being. Now, these three key facts, if known by any human being, the fear of witches, the fear of village people will never, ever exist anymore. Yes, good. Now, what are these facts? Number one, you as a human being are energy. And energy is what creates life experiences. Everything around you that you see, taste, smell, touch, and hear and feel are all manifest energies. And they are energies that we have manifested into existence. Now, just as you are energy, so is another person energy. Even the village people are also energies. Except that they are energies that are capable of corrupting the energies of others. Because there is nothing any human being can do against another human being without the human being's acquiescence. Now, this is what you must know. The first fact is that you are energy. Every other person around you is also energy, manifest forms. That is to say, energies in form, in a container. And what is that container? This physical body. And this energy is capable of manifesting other energies by influencing them into their spaces. Therefore, the house you live in, the clothes you wear, the furniture in the house, the cars you own, everything around you are all energy forms that have been created but influenced into your space by you. Your energy attracted them into your space. In the same way, every human being in your space are also manifested, are also attracted into that space by you, your energy. What energy does is attracts other energy forms. Get that. Now, if your energy is beggarly, all right, it means that it is not capable of attracting choice energies. What therefore happens is that that energy begins to attract also beggarly energies. This is why when you are broke, this is why when you have low self-esteem, the people that come into your space are also broke and have low self-esteem. That's how it goes. Because you are attracting the same people to your space. By attraction, we're talking about vibrational frequency. The frequency you vibrate at connects with all other energies in that frequency. Now, this is what I want to let you know, that our so-called village people, they are vibrating at the lowest level of human energy. Secrets, keep it, don't tell anybody. They are vibrating at the lowest level of the human energy. Unfortunately, these people we call village people have been trained by their orientation to use energy to influence other people. They are not using energy to build themselves. Because once you employ energy to manifest certain forms of life, certain life forms, okay, to influence other people, you stagnate at that level. You can't grow. Now, these people we call village people cannot grow beyond that level. They just rose to that point where they understood how to manipulate energies to achieve an end. It's a secret. They got it and they are using it to please themselves. Therefore, they are stuck at that level. It is a very low level. You know, when you influence the direction of energy, you influence the nature of people's energy against their will or in line with their will. No human being who is growth-centric will use their energy to influence another energy form willingly or consciously. They will never. Because they are focused on growing. The energy you use is just like when you're running. As an athlete, you're on the track. Every point you place your attention will pull energy from you. Because focus pulls energy. This is why you train athletes when they are running. They should focus their attention on the finishing line. Boom, focus. When you start doing this, you are cutting out of your momentum wind. And you are creating holes into them where the wind can then move you. It's like when a car is on the highway at top speed, driving around 80 kilometers per hour. If you wind down your windows, the energy with which the car is moving becomes heavier, but the speed is not comparable with the person whose windows are fully wound up. So you use less energy that way. Now, when you are diverted, your energy will be demanded by those places you are putting your attention. So your speed will be lowered, will be reduced. In the same way, when a human being acquires certain secrets about energy dynamics, how to use energy, and the person starts using it to influence people, to control people, to punish people, to retard people's progress, they can no longer grow beyond that level. They are stuck there because you are spreading your energies out indiscriminately. You are putting them in places that demand it. So you are scattered. But you see, if you are truly spiritual, you will focus your energy on only one spot, which is self-discovery, which is growth, which is development. That is it. That is the key. Now, what am I talking about? Village people are rascally employers of energy. Now, it is not their fault. They were raised that way because of the cult, the sect they belong in. And that sect has only one function in life: to perform what they call karmic roles. They are being used to hurt legally, in the sense that any village person that is able to pull anybody down is doing so because the person that is pulled down invited them to do that on them. How do we do that? Good. I have been saying on this channel in a few videos that your feeling is much more important than anything else. Feeling. How do you feel about yourself? Okay? If you feel nasty and you surrender to that nasty feeling, then you are inviting people who function at that level to actually dominate you at that point in time. So every negativity has a corresponding consequence. There are forces in the universe that will deliver the reality that correspond with the feeling that you have encouraged. Now, if you have fear that people can harm you, you have created antagonism against yourself. You have created the opportunity for other external energies to have an inroad to your life, and it will happen. The second thing is when you hurt other people, that's karma right now. You have opened the door for village people to be able to hurt you. That's what the life is all about. It is give and take. As you sow, so you reap. Can a human being overcome karma? Yes! That is the goal of our humanity, to rise above the region of karma. The region of karma is a very low spiritual level. If you can consistently say no to the negative pulls of your ego, you are taking power away from village people, from people whose role are negative. I'll give you an example. See karmic agents, village people, as policemen on the highway, on the streets. That is what they are. Now, people hate police people. If you hate police people, you will fall into their trap from time to time, because that hatred is an energy that invites that aspect of theirs that you don't like. You get it now? Then, when you're driving, if your papers are complete, and if your driving license is up to date, and if you are driving well, you are not involved in rage driving or all those kind of things that bring about the breaking of the law, in this way, you are free from the control of the police people. That's number one. You can have your papers complete. You can have everything intact. But you see, if you have low self-esteem and you have fear that police might hurt you because you believe that no matter how careful a human being is, they cannot avoid the police. If police wants to deal with you, they will deal with you. That is a belief. You have created, you have carved an inroad into your life for the police to handle you. Just like when you're driving, you don't know the rules. You learned driving without really properly understanding the rules of driving, which is what virtually all of us are. We have our human life without having the owner's manual. We don't know how life really runs. Our parents didn't teach us. Our schools didn't teach us. We just live by trial by error. Just keep trying things. If they succeed, well. They don't succeed, we repeat. Just that's how we live in our lives. We don't know the rules. The purpose of this channel is to introduce you to the rules of the game. Now, police people use psychology. When you're driving, maybe you came across a point that you really don't know what the road sign actually means. And you're driving, you are not decided on what to do. An unscrupulous police officer will see you. He will walk up to you, and looking at you, this time, you begin to be afraid. He begins to ask you questions that might intimidate you. And then, the police officer realizes that this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He will take advantage of you. Now, this is what we have in our lives. We just live recklessly. We live in fear, and this living in fear opens the road for this karmic agent to take advantage of us. This is why village people are powerful. But if you live in boldness, and you have shared all these negative beliefs that people can hurt you, then what you have begun to do is that you are living above the realm of karma, but you're not really out of it yet. What really takes you out of it is when you stay perpetually upbeat. It is a frequency thing. The higher your frequency, the farther you are from witches. And somebody is asking, how can somebody elevate their frequency? It is simple. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And when you live that way, you destroy the capacity of the village people to hurt you. The power that these people have is also immense if you are living within the body consciousness. If you are locked within the body consciousness, oh my goodness, you are under their rule. They will mess you up. If you are living within the body consciousness and monitor the decisions of your senses, you'll be able to overcome them somehow. any religion, any so-called spiritual movement that encourages you to curse other people or encourages you to hate certain people, that tells you that there are forces that are fighting against you and are out to destroy you, unless you pray, unless you do certain things, you will be preyed on by them. That particular force is also the same as the force they are preaching against, because the only way to give evil power is to be aware of it and be scared of it. And there are two ways you can be aware of evil: to be scared of it or antagonize it. When you do any of these two things, you give it fuel and it has power to come into your space. We belong in a society where village people have been given so much power because they are being advertised by preachment of so many religious organizations. And it is that they use to recruit people into their fold because they want to have you protected. And everything they do, their prayers, their teachings are all centered around these things. But I tell you one thing, all of these people are the same. They are all part of the village people. The only difference is that we call these people village people because your birth was not an accident. It was a karma. You chose your birth. And before you can be touched by any karmic force, that karmic force must be linked to your village, because forces of the lower world are territorial by nature. There is no force outside that can harm you except they connect to your village people, and they have to agree before they do anything against you. There is a way you can deny them that opportunity, that excuse to deal with you, and that is higher vibrational frequency. If you can stay perpetually happy all the time, your energy frequency will keep peaking, it will keep rising. Okay, that is how it goes. Now they will not be able to affect you, but this is what they do. They use material forms around you to pull down your energy. This is why we say, if you really want to live the life of your dream, do not allow your environmental influences affect you. This is why we say that the mental environment or the mental turf is the most important of them all. Now, remember that the material forms of energy, they are something that you manifested yourself. And now, these village people have power only over material energies. They cannot affect you at the mental level. But when they want to affect you mentally, because these forces, they have some secrets about how to manipulate your mental energy. They are not at that level. They have not really crossed out of the body consciousness. They have not. They are still at the body consciousness, but they have understanding on how to manipulate bodies. These bodies could be cars, could be houses, could be physical body. They can affect to be sick. They can do all those kind of things. They can influence your weaker ones, people around you. They can decide to touch your car, get you mechanics that will come and, just all those kind of things. They will do all kinds of things to make you sad. It is when you are sad and you dwell in that sadness that you drop. How do you do this? Human beings offend you. You keep them in your mind. You cannot let go. You keep dwelling and brooding about what they have done to you. Or you see beautiful women, beautiful, handsome men who are sexually suggestive, and you dwell on those images and you want to have a taste of these people. These are openings that you are creating for them. When you allow material things to control your emotions, then you have opened the doors to village people. When you rise above the level of material energy, so that whatever is happening around you does not affect you mentally, then you are king. But this is what happens. The forces of these village people, they are always emphasizing material progress. They see it as the be-it-all of life. Therefore, when your heart is locked on these things, when you don't have them, you are sad. And that level where material things control you is the level in which they can easily deal with you without any qualms. So rise above material considerations. When you offend people, don't dwell on the sadness. Forgive yourself. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself, then forgive others. Let go. If you can do this, let's assume you did something bad. Do not dwell on the guilt. Let go. Guilt cannot help you, it can only hurt you. And when you have enjoyed something, don't dwell on the pleasure of that thing. Let it go. So don't go and start reliving the experiences of your past. You enjoyed a particular food, you enjoyed whatever it is. At the time you are having it, focus on that moment. When you concluded, let go. But people cannot do this. They are always pulled into their past and they dwell in it, and this is where the karmic forces grip them. Run away from pity party, run away from guilt trips. When you can do this, you overcome village people. Well, we'll discuss this in another video next time. Thank you.